Hi guys, just going to make another one of these, Microfighter, Baubericht, I think, I can't pronounce it, it's German. This one I made free flight with a timer, whereas this time I'm going to do exactly the same build, so I'm not going to do a full build video, but I'll put the radio control receiver on this one and see if we can fly it radio controlled instead of free flight. And while I'm at it, I'll probably cut out some foam to replace the wings on my glider here. This is the one that I made using the fiberglass spars from a kite. It does have rather an excessive dihedral, so I'm thinking of taking the wings off, replacing them, because I damaged these trying to put some heat shrink plastic on them, and I'll use a graphite carbon fibre spar to go straight across and reduce that dihedral. Probably have it flat with polyhedral tips, but that will be a separate video. Well, it's looking good. That's the 4 sections that we need. Don't know if you can actually see, there's the glue join there and a glue join there. I say 4 sections, I actually have to split this along here because we've got the top and the bottom to go top and bottom of the plan form, I suppose. And that's the WL Toys 911 receiver to go there somewhere. Just been colouring it in with a Sharpie pen. Well, I say Sharpie there, Poundland's own version of permanent markers. Just thought I'd give it a bit of colour. Just trying to work out the settings or the mixings on my FlySky FS T6 here. Right, on the reverse functions, I've reversed channel 1, then on the mix, mix 1, I've set channel 1 as the master, channel 2 as the slave, and both got positive mix of 100%, positive and negative mix, set to 100%, and also the mix is switched on. Then mix 2, master is channel 2, slave is channel 1, and positive and negative mix are set to minus 100%. And that looks right to me. I'll put the I'll put the receiver in the plane and try it out. But I think that's the right settings. I've got Elevon setting off and VTail setting off, just in case you wondered. Haven't done anything with anything else at the moment as far as I know. What have I done with the switches? No, I've got nothing set on there, or at least nothing changed. Haven't done anything with the endpoints. No, they're all set to 100%. No, dual rates. No, I haven't done anything there yet. So that's it at the moment. Might have to play around with some of the other settings when we actually try it out, I just thought I'd show you how far I'd got. I'm just gluing the motor in place. I'm using another one of those fairly small motors that I think they're for Hubsan quadcopters or something like that, replacement motors. But I do have a bigger motor. I'm going to try it with the small one first because I really don't want a fast flying plane. So we'll go with the small one first. If it works, fine. If it doesn't, I can upgrade it fairly easily. At the moment, so I'm just gluing that in place. I've got a couple of bits of blue tack either side to hold the propeller parallel to the back there. That should keep it all lined up while I'm using Gorilla Glue, and Gorilla Glue expands as it cures, so it would tend to push the motor out of alignment if I didn't clamp it in place by the propeller there. The other thing, I was just going to say, looking at it here, you might be able to see that I've got the dimples from these pizza trays. One side is dimpled and the other side smooth, and Will Hobbs was asking if it would fly any better with the dimples on the upper surface rather than the lower surface, because on the previous version I had the dimples on the lower surface. So I thought, well, might as well try it out. Not going to lose anything trying it. If it doesn't fly, I can make another one. The receiver board's in place, and I showed you briefly the mixing to make sure that it's going the right way, but I'll let this all cure before I cut out the elevators. And I've made little horns, elevator horns, or aileron horns I suppose they are in this case, out of a bit of plastic. It's fairly soft plastic, so it should bend if it lands heavily, but we'll glue them in place. They'll go right through, and I'll have a bit of glue either side to help hold it in place. So that'll be the next step. Everything's in place. Got push rods on. We've got sticky tape for the hinge, but I've also run hot glue along the edge to give us the stronger hinge. The elevator horns or aileron horns are in place. Battery's in place at the moment. I've put a nice long piece of Velcro there so we can move the battery backwards and forwards to adjust the centre of gravity, but at the moment the centre of gravity should be about there, and that looks pretty well on the money. That looks okay. I'll put a little bit of sticky tape over the motor wires to hold them down out the way, but I'm not going to glue them in place in case I decide to change the motor. So, time for a test flight. The weather is not very helpful at the moment. It's actually stopped raining while I'm filming, but it's not very pleasant weather. So I don't know when we'll actually try it. But it is ready to fly. So go right. Yep. Go left. Yep. Up. Down. And power. Oh, I did forget to mention, as expected, it's a little bit heavy compared to that one. This one's about 21 grams. This one's about 33. It's got a bigger battery, and obviously it's got the receiver there, and it's got the wire push rods, so all of that adds weight. So We'll just have to see whether it's got enough power to carry that sort of weight.